Weather alert now. Another hot day in Eugene, Springfield. If you were outside, you know it. You can almost see the heat out there with all that sunshine over western Oregon today.
Almost. KVAL Chief Meteorologist Josh Cozart joining us live over at Amazon Park in South Eugene. Hey, Josh, I hope you're not too hot out there.
It's definitely gotten pretty warm this evening, Jacqueline and David. Not only can you see it, but you can definitely feel it, especially here on AstroTurf, where temperatures are skyrocketing. The air temperature across western Oregon definitely climbing up into the 90s, some of the hottest air that we have seen so far this year. And at Amazon Park, usually a very popular destination in Eugene, not a lot of activity happening on the playground equipment, and that's probably for good reason. Let's go ahead. The swings, they've been out in the sunshine all day long. So not only are the air temperatures up into the 90s, but if we actually take a reading of the temperature of the actual plastic, it's 122 degrees. Definitely want to check those seats or any of the playground equipment over the next little while. Maybe if you're heading out to a park tomorrow, you want to do it in the early morning hours and late in the evening, because we're not shaking the heat just yet. I do have in our forecast the chance for some rain showers and cooler temperatures. We'll discuss those in just a few minutes.
All right, we look forward to it. Thank you, Josh.
Hey, Jacqueline, David, it is downright toasty out here. We're sitting about 20 degrees above the normal temperature for this time of year here in the valley locations, and even the coast not shying away from the above average temperatures. But it's sending a lot of us outside, and that means we need to be a little bit cautious, especially if we're taking our four-legged friends out. Here's just a look at the relationship between the daytime high temperatures and how hot the asphalt can get. It's pretty remarkable to see the big differences between the two of them. It's definitely something that you need to be cautious of, and you might want to just wait until the sun dips a little bit lower in the horizon before you grab the leash and head out for that long walk. But I want to do a bit of a science experiment right now. It's definitely sunny out here in Amazon Park. We're going to go ahead and test the temperature of the sidewalk, and we're getting a reading of 122 degrees, and that's with an air temperature of just about 90 degrees, I should say, outside. So how hot is that? It's kind of hard to tell if it's too hot for your four-legged friends. So the trick you can do is take the back of your hand, place it on the sidewalk or asphalt, and you want to be able to count to 5 seconds. If you can do so, then it's safe enough to take your four-legged friend out on a walk. We'll be talking about how long these hot temperatures last in my full forecast in just a few.
All right, that's some good information there.
Oh, definitely.
The dog days of summer are back across western Oregon as we sit about 20 degrees above the normal, if not even close to 30 degrees above the low 70s of where we should be. These folks, they've got the right idea, taking a bit of a dip in the pool, the only cool spot to be outside, because even in the shade, definitely on the hotter side. And speaking of those hot temperatures, here's just a quick glance. Definitely seeing those 90s through the I-5 corridor, oh so close to that century mark down towards the Umpqua Valley. This for sure is some of the hottest air that we have seen return to western Oregon so far. As far as the records being broken across the area, we're definitely close in the Willamette Valley, but for the Umpqua Valley, smashing the old record of 91 degrees last set back in 1937. And COOS Bay, you're still definitely on the warm side with those highs into the 60s today. And as far as the number of 90-plus degree days that have returned to western Oregon so far this year, 2 in the bank for the Umpqua Valley, only 1 for the Willamette Valley. I might have to change that graphic here in just a little while if we do touch the century mark in the Umpqua Valley, where we're counting the 100-plus degree days, something that isn't necessarily something that happens all too often here across western Oregon, with our satellite and radar showing calm, quiet, clear conditions. A few clouds just hanging out over the Pacific Ocean, but it's our next weather maker that will come and save us. Right now we've got a large high pressure system over a good swath of the western half of the country that will be slowly pushing its way further to the east. So our friends in the high plains, the central plains, and eventually the east coast will get in on those above average temperatures. But that trough further off to the west, that's where the cool air resides, and even maybe the potential for a few light rain showers. Now over the next day or so, we need to be very cautious about running to the grocery store and And, you know, just taking one more glance behind you in your vehicle, because the car temperature versus the air temperature can vary exponentially. With an air temperature of only 90 degrees, that's exactly what it is right now outside, it only takes 10 minutes for the interior of the car to get to 109 degrees. Definitely not a safe scenario for our kids or for our four-legged friends, even if we think it's just for a short amount of time. As far as the precip, clouds, and wind goes, we'll start to see some of those clouds with an onshore flow push in along the shoreline for the start of the day tomorrow. Those will quickly break free. We'll get back to that sunshine and those warm temperatures into the valley location, and that wind's definitely blowing around the pollen that's making so many of our nose and eyes itch as of late. Look at those grass numbers, upwards of 1,000 points. We're going to hold on to the extreme conditions here for the next several days. It's not until we see the return of rain to kind of wash out our skies before we get some relief with that pollen count, so keep the allergy medicine close at hand. Overnight temperatures tonight falling back into the mid-50s. Great to maybe crack open that window. You want to make sure the HEPA filter's on, though, to eliminate any of that pollen. If you got the AC, flip it on, because daytime highs tomorrow, once again, back to the 80s, 90s. We go warmer the further south you go along I-5. Even the coast getting in on the 60-degree temperatures. Eugene, Springfield, 7-day forecast. We do have a bit of a cool down right around the corner, so we're Oregonians. We can get through these 90-degree stretches, no problem. The 80s will return just in time for Thursday. And the rain potential, it's very slim, but it is on Saturday and Sunday. I know it's not ideal on the weekend, but at this point with that fire potential, we'll look forward to it. COOS 7-day forecast holding on to some breezier conditions with gusts nearing about 25 miles per hour. Again, on Thursday, those are going to be the winds of change to help cool down western Oregon, but overall, pretty dry stretch Saturday and Sunday. Your chance for a few isolated showers in the Umpqua Valley 7-day forecast. Another weather alert day, just like the Willamette Valley for tomorrow. That just means we need to stay weather aware as these temperatures remain well above average, and then we do cool back off into the 70s just in time for the weekend with those isolated rain chances. And we are definitely going to be holding on to the heat across western Oregon here for the next while. Not a cloud to be seen in the sky across western Oregon. I'm dying to join these folks to cool off just a little bit in the Amazon pool. Jacqueline, David.
Oh, me too.
It's
that
hot
looks like
out here.
Fun. I can only imagine how hot it is out there, Josh. Thank you so much.